Hi guys, so I today wanted to take a second and show you how to make a quiz or a test in Google Forms. I had already started doing this when I had the idea to make it. I'm actually almost done. So I'm just going to take a second and go through the basic steps about how to make one. So what you're going to want to do first is go to your Google Drive, and you're going to click New, and then you're going to go down here to More, and you'll click on Google Forms, and it'll create a new Google form that'll be completely blank for you to start editing. So what you're going to do to start, when you pull it up, it'll say Untitled Quiz, and there won't be anything here. Like I said, I already started, so I have some things in my test already. But what you're going to want to do is click Settings, and then you're going to want to go through each of these tabs and make sure you have everything set the way that you want it to. So I always say collect email addresses, just in case for whatever reason. I'll have the kids' email address attached to their score and their answers. I always restrict it to users of ABSS, and then I limit one response because I want to make sure that the kids don't take it twice. You also want to make sure that you unclick this edit after submit button. What that does is it tells the kids that they can go back in and change their answers after they've submitted the test, and you don't want to do that. And then the See Summary Charts or text responses, I don't really know what that means, so I never click it. So then you're going to come over here to presentation. This is what the kids see as they take the test. You can opt to show them a progress bar just so that they can see how many questions they have left. I always let them do that because I get really annoyed when I'm taking a survey or something and I don't know how many questions are left. And then you can also shuffle the question order, which I have checked. Because if there are two kids, on the phone or whatever, and they're taking the test together in this remote learning time, I don't want them to be able to cheat as easily, right? I want to make sure that they, are being honest. So after they take the test, you can add a confirmation message for them to see once they're done. Mine just says, "Thank you for completing the test. If you're unhappy with your grade, you can contact me, and I'll provide you with a link to take the test again." There are no test corrections. So what that means is if they want to take it again, they can. I'm going to give them one more shot to get the grade that they want. And what I'll do is after I'm done with this test, I'll make a copy of it. That way I have a second set or a second quiz to be able to record the responses. That way it's not multiple kids taking the same test in the same place. And then this is the most important part. You're going to want to come over here to quizzes and click make this a quiz. If we were at school and the students were going to do this quiz on the computers at school, I would click turn on locked mode. This way, when they're taking the quiz on a Chromebook, they can't open anything else. But they have to take the quiz with a Chromebook. So students at home who don't have a Chromebook, the quiz wouldn't allow them in. So we can't do locked mode for distance learning. But if we were at school, we'd totally do that. And then you can choose when they see their grade. I say immediately after each submission. That way they know whether or not they want to take it again. Or you can say later after manual review. It's up to you. And then at the end of the quiz, you can choose to let them see what questions they missed, what the correct answer is if they got it wrong, and then the point value for each question. The only thing that I unclick is the correct answers because I'm allowing my kids to take it again. If you don't care and you're not letting them take it twice, then you can leave that checked, and that way they can see what they got wrong. Okay. So then you click save after you've done all of that and adjusted all of your settings. Up here at the top, yours is going to look a little bit different because, again, I've already started my quiz. But you'll just title it. You can add a description if you want to. And then it'll automatically look something like this. There will be this box as like your first like thing on your template for your quiz. So what I'm doing, like most people during this time, probably I'm taking a test that we previously had that we had intended to give paper pencil, and I'm turning it into a test online. So what I'm going to do is literally just copy and paste each element of the test into this form. So I copy and paste my question here. I go back, I grab option A, click copy, go back to the test, and paste, add another answer choice. I grab question or answer choice B, click copy, click paste, go back, and you do this for each question every time. So it's a lot of copying and pasting, but I think once you do it a little bit, you kind of get into like a groove, and it's just kind of like rote, right? You're just doing it. And then it's also worth it because Google Forms will grade the assignment for you. So once you have your question in here, you're going to want to make this a required question. Otherwise, the kids can skip it. So if you make it required, then they can't skip it and they have to choose an answer. And then you're going to want to click answer key. You're going to change the point value to whatever it is. So my question or my test is 25 questions. So each question is going to be worth 4 points. And then you're going to want to select the correct answer choice. And the correct answer choice to this one is B. And then you'll click done. You can also choose to add answer feedback, but if you're like me and you're letting your kids take the test more than once, you're not going to want to do that. If you want to, on the copy that you make, you can go in and add answer choice feedback, but I'm not going to do that. It takes a lot of time. And then you click done. And then to add another question, you click this little plus button. Something that I want to tell you real quickly, if you have like a test like this one where you have some passages that they have to read and then answer the question, so this might be applicable for probably everything but math. But anyway, if you have something they need to read before they answer the question, you can, in your Google form, click add title. And in the title, you can say, like, use the quote below to answer the question. And then you click in this description box and you can just copy and paste your little paragraph or quote, whatever, into the description box. So I'll show you what that looks like up here. It'll look like this. It'll say use the quote to answer question 18. Oops. We can do it like this. These two sources are in Japanese internment, right? And then this is source 1, source 2, and then they have to answer these two questions based on, and I need to add, based on that. So, and again, use the quote below to answer the question. Because if you try to copy and paste all of it into the question box on your question, it's not going to look right. It'll just be all in one box and you can't hit enter to break up the lines, and it doesn't look as good. So if you do it like this, then it looks a little bit cleaner, easier for them to read. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll show you real quick how it collects your responses. So if you click on responses on the right side, it'll automatically generate for you a spreadsheet. Obviously, nobody's taken my test yet because I haven't assigned it. But it'll automatically generate a spreadsheet for you, and you can click create spreadsheet. And then when the students take the test, it will populate all of that for you into a spreadsheet. So you can see their scores, you can see the answers they made right next to their name. Another thing that you can do to make this a little bit easier on yourself is to make a copy of the test 4 times, because I know most of us have 4 blocks. And if you have all of your kids take this one test, then all of your responses are going to be all of your classes, all 120 kids, in alphabetical order on the spreadsheet. And that's going to be really confusing for you when you're trying to put in grades or write them down or whatever. So if you make a copy by block, so I would title this block 1 and then make a copy and then change that one to block 2 and make a copy, change that one to block 3 and make a copy, change that one to block 4. If you do that, then they'll be in alphabetical order by your class, and you won't have to sort through that spreadsheet, basically. So to make a copy, you go to these 3 little dots and you just click make a copy. And I'm not ready to make a copy yet because I'm not done creating that test. But if I were going to do that, that is what I would do. And then last but not least, if you're like me, you want to be able to make this look pretty. So you can choose a theme color, you can choose a background color, you can choose the font style that you want, or you can come up here and do choose image, and you can choose one of the preset images that they have. They have a whole category dedicated to work and school. Or if you're like me, you can upload a photo and create something of your own and add that file that way. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This little button right here allows you to preview the test, so you can click that and see what it would look like from the student side if they were taking it. And then you can do some add-ons. I think this is how you do read and write. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look into that more. If anybody needs that and you want me to figure that out, you can ask me. Yeah, I don't know. That is. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If anybody has any questions, you can email me and let me know. Oh, one more thing. You can add collaborators to the quiz. And what I'm doing for my PLC is I'm completely creating the quiz for them, and then I will add them once it's done. But I tell them to immediately make a copy and not make any changes, because otherwise all of your responses will collect on the same spreadsheet, and that'll be totally terrible. So what you want to do, instead of having just one spreadsheet or one quiz test, they need to make a copy as soon as they receive it. That way it's not messed up for anybody. And then they have the option to go through and make 4 copies of the test if they want to. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I guess you guys can email me if you have questions and need to know something that I didn't address. But hopefully this helps us out, since we are doing online learning from now until the end of the school year and we have to have assessments. Yeah, thanks for watching.